So when it comes to using a Windows PC or a Mac, everything is kind of intuitive now. It's really easy to kind of get into it, get where you're going, find the things that you're looking for. But if you knew a couple of keyboard shortcuts for both operating systems, you'd be surprised how that improves your workflow and kind of supercharge you being able to take full control of those operating systems. So in this video, I'm going to go over some of the key keyboard shortcuts you can use for both Windows and Mac to kind of really inject and supercharge your workflow when using those two operating systems. And also stick around till the end of the video. I'm going to show you how you can enable God mode on a Windows 10 PC to kind of gain even more control over the settings and just about anything that you're able to do on a Windows 10 PC. This is a jam-packed video, so stick around, get your popcorn, and let the download begin. So guys, if you're new here and you want to learn how to use and troubleshoot devices, plus some other cool tech stuff, we can help. All you need to do is hit that subscribe button and that bell for notifications so you don't miss when we release some cool, helpful content. All right, guys, so let's get right to it with a couple of cool keyboard shortcuts you can use on Windows to kind of supercharge your workflow. The first one's going to be how to open your Action Center. And your Action Center is basically just that thing on the side that opens up when you get a notification or use to control your connections, your Wi-Fi connection, your Bluetooth connection. Basically, any kind of connections you have on Windows 10 is done through the Action Center. Easiest way to open this from your keyboard is pressing the Windows key and the letter A. And it pops right open. You have all access to the control center here, and any kind of notifications or anything that you would receive normally is going to be listed here as well. So now let's say that you're in a particular window and you want to get back to your desktop really quickly. You can actually do this just by pressing the Windows key and the letter D, and it brings you automatically back to your desktop from anything. So if you're like 3 or 4 windows or applications deep, pressing that Windows key and D brings you automatically back to your desktop in case you need to open something specifically from the desktop itself. And if you want quick access to File Explorer, where all the files are stored, of course, you can just press the Windows key and E, and that opens your File Explorer up immediately so you can kind of search through and find whatever files that you're looking for. And if you press Windows key and I, it actually opens the Windows 10 settings, so you can just go through the settings and do whatever you need to do. And if you need to lock your computer, you're just going to press the Windows key and the letter L, and that automatically locks your PC as well. Now, the things that you have pinned to your taskbar at the bottom correlate to a number. So if you look at Windows Explorer, this is going to be basically number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I have 7 things on my taskbar, and you can kind of, as long as you know those numbers, you can open those applications up simply by pressing the Windows key in that particular number. So if I wanted to open up Edge, I would just press the Windows key and 1, and that would automatically open. So now you have to use the numbers going across the top of your keyboard, not your little number pad on the side itself. For some weird reason, it doesn't work with that one. But if I want to open up File Explorer, which would be number 2 on the list at the bottom here, just press Windows key and 2, and so on and so forth. So if you look at the bottom of your taskbar, you count out the applications you have, you can easily access those applications just by hitting the Windows button plus that correlating number. And with a bunch of applications open, you can seamlessly switch between them by hitting the Alt and Tab key, and it just brings up a list of applications, and you can kind of just tab through to the one that you want to open, so it makes switching pretty seamless. But if you just want a quick view of all the applications you have open, just press Control, Alt, and Tab, and that leaves the screen up, and you can just go through and select the application you want, click on it, and it opens up as normal. So now if you're typing something and you have a bunch of content and you want to select it to copy everything, or you just want to select it to delete everything, the easiest way to select everything on the screen is with Control A. And that basically just goes through and selects everything, so you don't have to do a manual select where you're scrolling through the document. That's a little hard. Pressing Control A, much easier. And of course, Windows Task Manager is extremely efficient for troubleshooting any kind of problems you may have. Easiest way to open Task Manager, Control, Shift, and Escape. And Task Manager pops right up, and then you can do whatever you need to do within Task Manager itself. So now it's time to take a look at a couple of Mac keyboard shortcuts you can use to supercharge your workflow. And one of the first ones is going to be Spotlight. One of the things you can use on a Mac to basically search for anything you need is Spotlight, and that's usually located in the top corner of your Mac here. You can always click on that to open it, but to circumvent that, you can press Command and space, and that opens up Spotlight as well. And you can kind of go here and search for just about anything you want. So another cool thing is if you have more than one applications open, you can actually switch between apps by pressing Command and Tab, and that'll bring up all the applications that you currently have open, and you can seamlessly switch between those different applications without actually clicking down at the bottom to do so. Now there's going to be some instances where you need to take a screenshot. That's actually pretty easy. If you press Control, Shift, and 3, it actually takes a screenshot of whatever is currently on the screen. It takes a full screenshot for you to use, but there's also another way to take selective screenshots. If you just want to take a screenshot of a specific part of the screen, you press Command Shift 4, and it brings up this little reticle here, and you can kind of just click and drag, and then it will only take a screenshot of that particular section. So you actually have two ways of taking a screenshot on the Mac. So now if you're ever in an application or a window and you want to do a quick closeout, you just press Command and Q, and it closes out that particular application quickly. And if you're ever in an application and you need to find something really quickly, you press Command F. It brings up this finder bar, and you can just kind of type in specific keywords, and it'll find what you're looking for on the page. Now, another pretty awesome thing about Macs is there are a ton of keyboard shortcuts you can take advantage of, but you can also create a custom keyboard shortcut for something that you want to do. So if you wanted to open a specific application by pressing a couple of buttons, or if you wanted the computer to do something specifically by pressing a couple of buttons, you can actually go into the system and create that yourself. So you would go into that Apple logo on top, System Preferences. When you're in System Preferences, you go to Keyboard, and you have a keyboard shortcut option here, and you just press App Shortcut, hit this little Add button, title it whatever you want, and then you would just enter your keyboard shortcut here. And it adds it into the reticle section here, and then all you have to do is use your keyboard shortcut to gain access to the application you selected. So you can actually go through and create some cool keyboard shortcuts of your own if you're not finding one that's suitable for your needs in the default operating system, and that's actually pretty cool. So now, as promised, here is how to enable God mode on a Windows 10 PC to take even more control over your settings and just about anything you need to do on Windows 10. For many who don't know, Windows 10 God mode is basically just a folder that gives you access to just about any and everything that you would want or could do on a Windows 10 PC. It's probably one of the most easiest and convenient way to make any kind of changes. This is kind of an advanced level folder. You can do a lot of things from this folder. Just be careful on the settings that you change, because again, you have access to just about everything your Windows 10 PC can basically do. So to create the God mode folder, first you're just going to create a new folder. So you right click on your display, you go to New, you go to New Folder, and you really don't need to put anything in the folder itself. Once you have that new folder, you're going to give it a specific name. And I'm going to make sure the naming convention is in the description of this video, so all you really need to do is just copy and paste it at that point. Okay, so once you have the name inputted, just be careful for any spaces in front of the period next to God mode. The period next to God mode, there should be no space there. And once that's all set, just hit enter, and you get a folder that looks like this. And this folder is basically everything you need to control your Windows 10 PC. If you go in there, you have access to your administrative tools, autoplay, backup and restore, BitLocker encryption, just about everything that you can do on a Windows 10 PC, you can make changes to or do in your God mode folder. You truly have complete supremacy over your Windows 10 computer. A couple of caveats here. You just have to make sure that the account you're doing this on has administrative rights, because there are a bunch of different administrative actions you can perform. A regular user will not be able to create this folder. Once the folder is created, again, you go in, you find what you need. You can use the search bar here on top just to look for any settings that you may need, and be careful in any changes you make here, because you're making them at the administrative level. So they stick and they take effect immediately, and they are propagated to all users on this computer. But it's a fantastic folder, and it really does make everything a lot easier, because you don't have to go searching for the settings that you need in order to make different changes. They're all in one place, and that's extremely convenient. And just real quick, guys, thanks everyone who entered our giveaway for reaching 1,000 subscribers. Our winner is going to be Bertha Wingo. Bertha, go ahead and shoot me an email. My email address is in the about section of my channel. Go ahead and shoot me an email with your shipping information, and I'll make sure you get that drive as quickly as possible. And until then, guys, you can check out this video here of the biggest tech flops of 2019. And also, this is something YouTube believes you'd enjoy watching. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe with that bell for notifications so you don't miss when we release some cool, helpful content like this one. Until next time, guys. Peace.